Kansas City.
But not back-to-back, right?
Not back-to-back.
This was in a 4-day span.
Okay, because Denver fans are now mad they didn't get the whoop. 31-28. Dak Prescott, 27 of 39, 320, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The interception came very early. The interception happened. Kansas City scores. I turned to my brother-in-law and I said, Kansas City's going to kill him. That was a good take.
Why would you say that, though? We just saw the Cowboys come from behind, down 21 to the Philadelphia Eagles 4 days ago.
Yeah, because I thought Kansas City was going to kill him.
But we believe more in the Eagles than we do the Chiefs.
Yeah, I thought Kansas City was going to kill him yesterday, and I was dead wrong. 7 for 112 and a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens, 6 for 88 in this game. I think right now the best wide receiving core in the league, the way in which they're playing. Dallas did get some breaks late. They had a fumble on a drive, 28-21, where Pickens fumbled the ball and Turpin recovered it to kick the field goal ultimately. And then on the final drive, up 3 points. Dallas getting 2 defensive pass interferences called, debatable on both, on Kansas City. What?
You thought those calls down the stretch were debatable?
I thought they were a little debatable.
They weren't.
Okay.
That was DPI, sir.
I thought they were a little debatable.
You can't hold the front shoulder of the receiver and not allow the guy to turn and catch the ball.
Well, any way you cut it, Dallas is now 6-5-1 on the year. They win 31-28 over the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Dallas Cowboys now have to be discussed as a potential playoff team. What do we think? Do we think the Dallas Cowboys are now a potential playoff team? Or are they too far behind? And this is all kind of an extended look at next year's version of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I still think it's a long shot for the Dallas Cowboys to make the playoffs because they're going to have to go the route of the wild card. And you have so many teams in the NFC that have a lot of wins already banked up. I mean, I'm just looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that already have 8 wins. And we literally just kicked off week 13. I don't know that they're going to be able to get a wild card. They're going to have some help. Now, what I do think is that they can make it really interesting down the stretch, especially for a team like Detroit that's fighting for their playoff lives, because the Dallas Cowboys are the team in the NFC that nobody wants to play. They can block you and they can beat blocks. They are a physical outfit. They're going to give it to you up front. And you better be ready to match that level of physicality, that level of intensity. And yesterday, it was clear that the Chiefs' offensive line was not up for the task. They just weren't. They either got banged up or they tapped out, one of the two. And I'm not too sure it wasn't the latter. Because those dudes from Dallas are a problem. They find a way to hunt. They find a way to be able to get after the quarterback. After playing against the Raiders, playing against the Eagles, they had double-digit of those guys up front being able to get after it. 14 pressures on Patrick Mahomes, 9 quarterback hits. So, yeah, even though you don't have Passer, being able to force Mahomes to move around, seeing Mahomes gimping off the field with that ankle injury after they landed on it, all those things have an accumulative effect on the version of the Kansas City Chiefs offense that you're going to see. And so, yeah, Dallas Cowboys, they might not make the playoffs, but they are the team in the NFC that is going to take their pound of flesh.
They've won 3 in a row. They're sitting there at 6-5-1. Dak is playing arguably his best football. He's in the MVP conversation now. CeeDee Lamb, a week after having those drops, took accountability for that, showed up yesterday. George Pickens still.
True, that's a good point.
And I said this before, and I think it's worth emphasizing again. They got it right with Brian Schottenheimer. I am so impressed with the way that he has this team rolling. When you think about all the circumstances, the first-time head coach, they move on from Micah Parsons, their best player, right before the start of the season. You have an owner who's always going to be in the headlines and want to exert a certain amount of control. You have a team that had some inconsistency that you needed to rally. You had, of course, the tragic passing of a teammate in season. And despite all of that, these guys are playing as one. They're playing tough, smart football, and they just had 2 huge wins. Brian Schottenheimer is doing an awesome job.
So it's interesting. Brian Schottenheimer is doing an awesome job. You said they got it right. I believe they got the previous coaching hire right. They just didn't win it all. But I believe Mike McCarthy was right. And when you win three times in a row, 12-plus games, that's getting it right, right? CC tells you all the time about how unbelievable Will McClay is. That's the guy that people don't know. He's basically, let's call him the general manager, at finding talent. And then we're leaning into the fact that, hey, maybe the Micah trade was just a win-win for both teams here, and everybody kind of wins. Maybe the Cowboys have just made a lot of good moves here recently, and maybe it just hasn't worked out at the end. Now, there's always the drama around Jerry, but if you actually look, have they gotten head coach right? Seems like it. Have they gotten quarterback right? Definitely. Dak's awesome. Do they have all these defenders that people don't know about name-wise that are really good? Yeah. Did they make arguably what people are considering the best off-season trade? Yes, George Pickens for basically nothing.
1,100-yard receiver.
It seems like
Pickens and CeeDee Lamb won that game for them in the fourth quarter.
It seems like they've gotten a lot right.
No, they did. I mean,
it's a weird thing to say because of all the drama.
But it's not, though, when you think about how they choose to build their teams. I mean, when I say we, I mean me. When we talk about overall philosophy when it comes to championship contending teams, I believe that you have to build a team from front to back, inside out. It's exactly how the Dallas Cowboys are built on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
The interior of their offensive line is their strength. The interior of the defensive line is their strength. And so, yeah, the sticker shock, it's a little bit much when you consider trading Micah Parsons because he's absolutely awesome, and he dominated on Turkey Day in Detroit. But when you look at what they got in return, you got Kenny Clark. You were able to get the draft assets to acquire Quentin Williams. You added Logan Wilson in the middle of that defense via trade. You got DeMarvion Overshown back. Your team is strong in the middle. You got Malik Hooker back. You're safe of everybody on the field. That's who the Dallas Cowboys are. That's how you lay the foundation for CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens to take over the game like they did in the fourth quarter. It's a long weekend for Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie, the corners for the Kansas City Chiefs, because Pickens and Lamb combined for 13 catches, 200 yards, and a touchdown, and 10 first downs, 5 of which came in the fourth quarter. To me, that was absolutely critical. When you factor in the penalties, the DPIs, and the catches that those guys made in clutch time, that was absolutely phenomenal. So I want to give credit to those dudes, but you don't get to that point in the game where those wide receivers can go be special without the meat and potatoes guys through the first 3 quarters on the offensive and defensive lines for the Cowboys. And that's why it's starting to feel more and more with each game that we see, each week that passes, that Jerry Jones absolutely hit a home run in terms of retooling his team on the fly and using Micah Parsons as the key piece to do it.
A lot of flowers given to the Dallas Cowboys, rightfully so. The other side of it, the Chiefs run out of time. We'll discuss next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a critical showdown with playoff implications.
Touchdown, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen leads the Buffalo Bills into the Steel City to face Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rodgers toward the goal line, caught, touchdown.
Coverage begins Sunday at 4 Eastern on ESPN.